Hi, Gabe here, West Coast SCI Physiotherapy. Today's exercises will be based on the SAIL 3 program. That means staying active and independent for life. The third level is the most challenging and involves mostly standing exercises. Do only the activities you feel safe and comfortable doing. Stand tall through all the activities, feet shoulder width apart. Hold position means hold the position for 3 seconds. Over time, add more activities until you're doing all 7 of them. Keep breathing normally, do not hold your breath. If necessary, begin with a few of the activities, but do them several times a day. Over time, hold on less to the sink or counter. If any of these activities add to your pain or shortness of breath, stop and rest. Do less another day. Talk with your doctor or other healthcare professional. Standing on one leg. Stand tall facing the sink or counter. Hold on with both hands. Stand with one leg for 3 to 5 seconds. Then have a rest. Now switch legs and stand on the other leg for 3 to 5 seconds. You're going to want to try doing this 2 to 3 times on each leg. If you're finding it too easy, you can increase the amount of time you're standing on one leg. Alternatively, you can try standing without holding onto the counter or holding just with your fingertips. High stepping sideways walk. Stand tall facing the sink. Hold onto the sink or counter for support. Take 2 high steps sideways to the left. Keep holding on to the counter for support. Now, take 2 high steps to your right. Again, keep holding on to the counter for support. Too easy, increase the amount of steps you're taking. So for example, take 3 high steps. What you want to do is repeat this 10 to 15 times. Again, if you're finding it too difficult, you can do it less. If you're finding it easy, do it more. Remember, you can also decrease the amount you're holding to make this a little bit more challenging. Be careful you don't hit your knees on the counter. Tap dancing. Stand sideways to the sink. Hold on with one hand. First, you're going to tap the heel of your foot forward and return to the starting position. Then sideways and return. Then tap your toe backwards and then return. Do 2 to 3 times in a row. If you're finding it too easy, increase the amount of times you tap. Again, another way to make it harder, less support with your holding supporting hand. Backwards. To make it a little bit more difficult, increase the amount of times you do it, or decrease the amount you're holding on to the counter to the point where you're not holding at all. Forward lunge. Stand sideways to the sink or counter, holding on with one hand. Step forward with one leg, keeping your chest and head up. Slowly bend your knees down towards the ground. Stop and pause for 2 to 3 seconds and stand back up. Pain will be the indicator of how deep you go. Obviously, if it's painful, don't go so deep. Shallow works just as well. You want to also make sure you're not resting your knee on the ground while you're holding. Then, after 2 to 3 repetitions, switch your feet around and repeat, bending your knees as far as possible with limited or no pain. Try to hold 2 to 3 seconds at the bottom, keeping your head and chest high. If you're finding it too easy, increase the amount of hold at the bottom or increase the number of repetitions. Forward and backward walks. Stand sideways to the sink or counter, holding on with one hand. Walk forward on your tiptoes 3 to 5 steps. Relax. Now walk backwards on your tiptoes 3 to 5 steps. And relax. Now walk forward on your heels 3 to 5 steps. And relax. And then walk backwards on your heels 3 to 5 steps. Do each of these 2 to 3 times. If you're finding it too easy, increase the amount of times you're doing it. Another way is to not take a break in between the repetitions. Another way to make it more difficult is to decrease the amount you're holding. You choose, but always remember to be safe. Heel to toe walk. Stand sideways to the sink, holding on with one hand. Walk forward with the heel of one foot touching the toe of the back foot, like you're walking on a tightrope. Slowly take 3 to 5 steps forward. Now repeat walking backwards 3 to 5 steps, heel to toe. Try doing this 3 to 5 times each direction. Again, if you're finding it easy, increase the amount of times you're doing it, up to 15 times each way. Another way to make it more difficult is not holding on to the counter so much. Remember, safety first. If you're feeling your balance is not great, the more you hold, the safer you'll be. Sit to stands. Sit nice and tall in a chair with firm armrests. Notice mine does not have armrests, but make sure yours does. If you use a walker, place it in front of you. If you use a 4-wheel walker, make sure your brakes are engaged. Start by standing up tall as possible. Straighten up your knees, keep your chest tall, and your buttocks over your feet. Then slowly sit back down. If you need to use your armrests, feel free to use your armrests, but the point of this exercise is to use your armrests as little as possible. Repeat 3 to 5 times and have a rest. Ways to make this more difficult, again, decreasing the use of armrests. Another way, increase the number of repetitions.